Part 4 will cover some goal line mechanics. So the first one is about Team A's goal line when we've got a 6, 7 or 8 man crew. So when we've got both a field judge and a side judge deep, we can afford to give the head linesman and the line judge a little bit of flexibility about what they do. With them having the deep officials, they don't have to worry so much about passing plays, so we can use them usefully at Team A's goal line. Now, I mentioned this before in the context of blocked kicks and bad snaps on kick plays, but we've got this concept of read and react. We accept that most of our officials, most of our colleagues are intelligent people who know what's going on most of the time, and we want them to use their common sense and to read the play and react appropriately to it. So some examples of that: if the snap is inside Team A's 5-yard line. So traditionally, in the past, we have said that at least one of those officials should immediately move back to the goal line. But it's not always necessary. Sometimes it's obvious that the play is going to at least get back to the line of scrimmage or somewhere near. So going back to the goal line hinders your ability to cover that play. So now what we're saying is be prepared to move back to the goal line and go back there if it's necessary. And that usually means if you're in a crucial position to rule on whether it's a safety or not. But there's no need to go back there if there's going to be a normal play. They're going to clearly get out of the end zone and they're going to come towards you or past you. If the snap is outside Team A's 5-yard line, then you could still decide to go back. But that depends on whether the play is to your side of the field or not. You're more likely to go back if the play is to your side of the field, and also how likely it is that the ball becomes dead near the goal line. And there's little point in going back if there's low risk of a safety, but if there is a realistic prospect that there might be a safety, then get yourself back there as quickly as you can. So good officials were already doing that, but we've now written it down so everybody else can learn from that sort of experience. We also tweaked the coverage at Team B's goal line when you've got an XX3 crew. So when you've got a back judge and a field judge and a side judge, where do they all stand? Now the mechanics change really only affects the back judge. What we're saying is if the ball snapped between the B15 and the B30, the back judge should be at the goal line. If the snap is inside the 15-yard line, then the back judge should be at the end line. And what I've done here is I've added a table that says, gives some examples of, based on where the snap takes place from, where the field and side judges should be standing, and where the back judge should be. So the general principle is that the field and side judge should be about 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, and the back judge should be about 25 yards off the line of scrimmage. So if the ball snapped from the B31-yard line, then the field and side judge would be 20 yards away from that at the 11, and the back judge would be 25 yards away at the 6. Now, once we get inside the 30, the field judge and side judge will still be 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. But 25 yards for the back judge would place him at the 4. And if you're at the 4, you don't want to be backpedaling trying to remember where the goal line is. So we say under that situation, just start on the goal line. If you're on the 26, similarly. But once we get to the 24, then the field judge and side judge are also going to slide to the goal line, because their 20-yard gap will take them to the 4. And again, rather than try and backpedal and find the goal line, start off on the goal line. We say if your starting position is inside the 5, you might as well start on the goal line. Then you know where the goal line is. That's true at the 21, that's true at the 16. But once we get inside the 16, so for example at the 11, by this stage the back judge will have moved to the end line. And by the time the ball gets to the 6, it's snapped from the 6, the field and side judges will have joined the back judge at the end line. So this introduces a difference, because we've not had a mechanic for a very long time where the field judge, the back judge and the side judge would all be standing on the goal line on a normal scrimmage play. We've had that mechanic for a few years on punts, but now we're saying there will be some scrimmage plays where all 3 officials are on the goal line. Now, of course, all 3 or any of those 3 officials should be backpedaling if there's a prospect of a ball being thrown into the end zone, because under those circumstances, being deeper than the goal line is probably the best place to view it from. But the starting position could be on the goal line. And again, we want our officials to read and react to the play.